I got a letter a few weeks ago from Google. I'm not allowed to tell you what it's about, but I just wanted to show it to you so you would know how cool I am. Hi guys, Shira here. I was asked why I didn't discuss the whole Haredi Beit Shemesh situation last week. Personally, I feel like this entire issue, like both the spitting in the Beit Shemesh and the huge demonstration in Jerusalem, is getting way more media attention than it deserves. The Haredim versus Dati Leumi, the ultra-Orthodox versus the national religious, the Haredim want men and women to sit separately on the bus, the Dati Leumi want to have a girls' school in Beit Shemesh. I just want to start off by giving off a little bit more of understanding towards the Haredi lifestyle. In the Haredi world, men and women are always separated. Male-female interaction is basically limited to parent-child, husband-wife, like that's it. No talking, no looking, and of course, no touching. Moving along from that, I don't know how many of you have been on an Israeli bus, or any form of public transportation anywhere in the world, really. You know, they can get pretty packed. And even someone who has talked to, or looked at, or even touched the opposite sex throughout their lifetime is bound to find themselves in an uncomfortable position one time or another on a bus. Everyone's stuffed like sardines, one person on top of each other, inside another person, complete strangers. The separate bus situation has nothing to do with women's rights. Haredi women are more than happy to sit in the back of the bus. And you know what? I am happy to sit in the back of the bus sometimes, just so I don't have to be fondled by some creepy stranger. So can you really blame a person, a huge community of people who have grown up with zero interaction with the opposite sex, for being incredibly uncomfortable with bus situation? Yeah, I understand the cause. At least on city buses. Intercity buses, not really so much. You know, intercity buses are like coach buses, and they don't get packed to the same capacity as city buses do. And I believe that families and couples should have the right to sit next to each other if they want to on intercity buses. But I digress. As I said, I understand the reason why the Haredim are upset. But what was incredibly wrong was the way they rallied. A few weeks ago, young kids were brought onto a stage in the middle of Mea Shearim, which is the very Haredi neighborhood in Yerushalayim. They were dressed in black and white striped prison clothes and wearing yellow stars with the word Jud on it, Jew in German. These people that were demonstrating believe that the political situation in Israel is forcing them, the Haredim, to adopt secular standards, and they're losing their right to practice the religion the way they want to, just like what happened in Europe during the Holocaust. Now let's move on to Beit Shemesh, where an 8-year-old Dati Leumi girl was spat upon and allegedly called a whore by a Haredi on her way to school. These Haredim. Why Haredi? The word Haredi actually means God-fearing. And this man, the spitter, and those who demonstrated like this in Mea Shearim are not God-fearing Jews. Jews don't act like this. Jews don't terrorize. Jews don't live by hate. Jews don't make a mockery out of the Holocaust. You know, there are enough people out there in the world that terrorize and hate us and make a mockery of the Holocaust, that we don't need to be doing it ourselves. And we don't, generally. What's worse is, in my opinion, the huge Chilul Hashem, the desecration of God's name and of our people that came out of this to the entire world. There are two great articles on the situations that I really recommend. The first is written by somebody for Aisha Torah, which is a very from Kira organization. And this editorial was, spoke out against the spitter from a very religious point of view. And then another opinion article in the Jerusalem Post. So both links are in the box below. My message for you has nothing to do with who is right and who is wrong, and our Haredim are radical, or they should get whatever they want from the government, or, the girls' school has a right to exist, or that segregation is an issue. Nothing to do with that. I just want you to understand that the Haredim are justified for wanting men and women separate, but definitely, I would never say they're justified in the way that they behaved in these incidences, which were, of course, exaggerated and twisted by the media. In the sense, the newspapers here in Israel are no different from the gossip trash like People Magazine and Us Weekly. But, you know what? I think we should just move on. Worry about something more important, like Iran, or the Jews in settlements being kicked out of their homes, or the new bus routes in Jerusalem. It's currently about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm out here in my Mirpet set, and This is what's keeping me up as I try to sleep. Construction, middle of the night. Not cool.